freaky fast delivery.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to your local sports television show, DSE TV Comcast 96. I'm Nick Davros, and I'm your host this evening. To my right, Mark Offerman. Mark, thank you so much for taking time for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
Our show tonight is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is also home to the freaky fast Friday plays of the day. Tonight's show, as always, is coming to you from Fricano's on the Lake, and what should be your only destination for the best pizzas along the lakeshore and in West Michigan. A very special thanks goes out to Ted Fricano and his fantastic staff for hosting our show each and every Monday night. By the way, this show can be seen on Wednesdays from 6 o'clock and at 9 p.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m., Saturdays at 7 p.m. on DSE TV Muskegon Comcast 96. So once again, glad to have you, Mark, on board. Mark, just in case some of you don't know, it's a sports writer, longtime sports writer from the Monroe area for the Muskegon Chronicle and M Live. So, my friend, you're on TV.
This is a little different role for me.
It's not a bad gig.
Yeah, a little different role.
Yeah. What brought you to West Michigan, first of all?
Well, I was working in Mount Pleasant, had a chance to come to the Chronicle back in '93, and thought it would be a good move for me, and I've been here ever since.
A degree from where in what?
Central Michigan University, journalism, went through the journalism program there, and started out working in Sheboygan for a year, went back to Mount Pleasant, and then been here for almost more than 20 years.
Well, you've made your rounds to a couple of different places.
Yes.
Then. How do you like West Michigan?
Oh, love it.
Primary emphasis in sports is, let me rephrase it, favorite love sport-wise to cover.
Oh, to cover?
I'm gonna put, if the Chronicle says, Mark, we're going to let you cover one sport, pick one first.
Oh, boy. I'm kind of a baseball guy.
That's okay.
So I'd kind of say baseball, but it's hard not to like football in this town.
Yeah.
West Michigan football right now is a really great time of year to have the job that I do.
It may be one of the premier areas, truly, in the whole state of Michigan. If you look at the championships and the amount of teams that make the playoffs for the amount of people that we have along the coast.
Right. For a small town, even in the kind of the greater Muskegon area, for the rich tradition that's been here is unmatched, that I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, just a few years ago, we spent 4 teams that all came back with state championships.
That's right.
Pretty
I don't know if,
area.
Rarely would have that ever happened. Any place in Michigan, even Detroit area, I don't think can say that too often.
No.
So,
other than the pro, the country days, the Detroit Catholic
Brother
Centrals
Rice.
and Brother Rice.
Right.
But the public school really hasn't produced that many state champions, other than Martin Luther King, pretty much.
Right, and the neat thing about it is, we've been talking a little bit about the West Michigan Conference. They battle it out all season, then they kind of go their different ways in the playoffs, different divisions, and boy, it's been amazing what they've been able to do.
Probably the premier conference in Muskegon County may be that West Michigan Conference, by far.
4 small schools of that size, maybe in the state.
Yeah, right, absolutely, because you got Division 5, Division 6, I mean, and week in and week, it's kind of like the SEC of high school football around here, really, because there's always a battle.
Right. Yep. And you make it through the West Michigan Conference, and you're tested for playoff time.
Oh, absolutely. We had Oak Ridge on last week. They opened up with defending state champion Grand Rapids West Catholic.
Yep. And since then they've done pretty well.
Oh, they've done extremely well. You take Muskegon, their non-conference battle is horrendous if you look at what Coach Fairfields does with those kids.
Yeah, exactly. Last year I think it was like week 6, and they were still playing undefeated teams. Every team they played every week was undefeated, and it was close to that again this year. But when you're playing East Grand Rapids Christian, Rockford, Detroit Catholic Central,
there's no
that's
slouch here.
No.
The OK Black may be a little down this year, with Mona Shores being state ranked this year. We had them on, so another tough ball game for the Big Reds coming down the pike.
If they get there and Mona Shores gets there, it could be for the OK Black Championship in week 9.
Right.
So.
Well, this week we have probably one of the premier games, I would say, along the coast with Whitehall versus Oak Ridge. You've covered both teams. You know them fairly well. Fill us in a little bit about some backgrounds. What do you think we're going to see? And I don't even know where the game's at yet. Fill me in here.
Well, the game's at Oak Ridge.
Okay.
And, Oak Ridge is 5-1, 5-0 in the league. Whitehall 6-0, 5-0 in the league. Oak Ridge has kind of been the traditional power in this game. Whitehall has made, huge improvements here in the last couple years. Gone from 1-8 to an undefeated team right now. And they're still a young team. I think they only have 4 or 5 seniors, but they've really worked hard in this last couple years to kind of get up to that level where an Oak Ridge is. Oak Ridge year in and year out. They're a team that, if you're going to win the West Michigan Conference, you have to get through Oak Ridge.
I was talking to that coach. He was filling me in that, he's a graduate of the Oak Ridge, born and bred. Jack Sugars was his coach. What a tough situation for the guy to follow the legend, the Hall of Famer. And it's tough.
Right. I think this is his 3rd or 4th year, and
fourth year,
and he's done a good job.
He's done a real good job.
They've made the playoffs. They made a run to the semis last year.
And he's young this year. He's got a sophomore quarterback.
Right.
He's got a transfer from Shores that's in there. So
right.
Who's a junior. He's got a lot of young kids.
He does. He basically had to replace the whole backfield. He lost Dan Shoup, an all-state running back.
Yeah.
He got injured at the end of last year, but they didn't have him for the playoffs. Austin Wright was their quarterback. He had to be replaced. So they had to replace some of their skill guys this year, and they've done well.
They've done really well. I want to talk about some of the changes that you've seen in your progression or in your career in Chronicle. I'm a paper guy. I love to hold the Chronicle in my hand and read. I'm not a big computer guy. So I was really upset when the Chronicle decided to, go certain days of the week and deliver. That means I have to go out and get it.
Right.
With everything being online. What changes have you seen in your own career that maybe you've struggled with, first of all, and then what are some of the things that you really enjoy about the new format? The online, the computerized, cell phone, digital area.
Right. Well, it just opens up a whole other area. I grew up on print too, so I'm used to holding the paper and reading it. But the things that we can do digitally now are, second to none. You don't have to wait for Saturday morning to find out all the high school football information. We're working away Friday night. You can access it 24/7.
Instant gratification without waiting.
We have deadlines, and we're trying to get information out as quickly as possible. We kind of see it as a two-pronged. You not only get the newspaper, but you also get the online, and together, we have just an unlimited potential. We've really tapped into our whole statewide theme. We're supplying scores Friday night from basically every football game around the state. We're supplying write-ups not only from, our area, but you can get Grand Rapids and all our sister kind of newspapers, Saginaw, Bay City, Ann Arbor, Flint, Jackson, Kalamazoo. We provide just a breadth of coverage.
So you truly are a global newspaper now. Even though we're in Little Old Muskegon, right on the lake, but if somebody in another country wants to read it, they can go online and read it.
Right. Yep. And you'd be surprised about. I was just talking to a guy today from Colorado about he was being awarded something in Colorado, and I'm sure people living there will be able to read it online. They don't have to be able to get the newspaper to read information and get access to those things.
Well, Mark and I are running up to commercial break. We're going to be right back. Can you hang around a little bit?
Sure, absolutely.
This is Nick Davos, Mark Hoffman. We're going to be right back in just a minute.
Buckwheat Schultz & Associates Incorporated, investment products and services. For more information, call 799-9889 or 866-799-9889.
Hi, I'm Wendy from Healthy Focus. We provide home health care services to people in Western Michigan. We can supply RNs, LPNs, home health aides, certified nurse aides to meet your needs and keep you in your home.
When your transmission is in trouble, it is important to find reliable and honest mechanics. National Transmission will get the job done right. Located at 4037 East Apple Avenue in Muskegon, you can call them at 231-788-3244.
Mark Offerman back here at your dseTV Sports Local television show here at Fricano's. Hey, I got to give a shout out here to a couple of very special people this evening, or groups of individuals. First of all, special thanks this evening goes to Bells of Whitehall, as well as Pitkin's Drug and Gift Shop and Posh by Pitkin for helping to feed our guests. We got the varsity head coach from Whitehall and a couple of star athletes here. So fellas, I hope you enjoy the food and the drinks as well. And Mark, we're going to get back to you as I wrap up my little chat with you here a minute. You got a contest going on that the people in the community that can get involved with. Share us a little bit about what's going on with that and how can they get involved with it.
Right. Well, it's called Game of the Week. It's the M Live Game of the Week. And in our market, each week we have a handful of games that we kind of think are the top games in the area. And then fans can vote for their favorite game of the week, and then we kind of give that a little extra coverage during the week, and it's a way just for readers to engage, and it's kind of a fun thing, and we want people to feel like they can kind of have a part and just be a part of all the excitement for each week. So we do it every week. And we've gone to...
What's the best way to do it then? Email, text?
It's actually just an online. It's a poll. You can just go into the story and you can just click. It'll have a list of teams and you just click in that and you vote. And it's as simple as that. You can do it once an hour all the way up. The poll closes every Tuesday afternoon. And then the winning games is decided. And then we go out and start our coverage.
So tomorrow at what time do the polls?
3 o'clock every Tuesday.
So everybody out there, listen, you got till 3 o'clock tomorrow. You got, 12, 13 hours maybe to go through here, and you can vote. So make sure you do that because we've got a couple big games. But personally speaking, I don't think there's anything bigger than the one that's going to be here in town at Oak Ridge.
Right. Yeah, the Whitehall Oak Ridge game, is the winner is going to be in first place in the conference, and with one more conference game remaining, so they'll really have the inside track to the league championship.
Well, not only that, but Whitehall's already qualified for the playoffs at 6. And what a turnaround that coach has done at Whitehall. In his second year, I think you told me?
Right, second year.
I mean, that speaks highly of him and the kids in the community that's backing that program.
Right. They put a lot into this season. I've talked with Coach before, and he said he's just the summer workouts really made a difference for their team, and they've been putting a lot of points up. But he also gives a lot of credit to his defense. They've been shutting teams down as well, so it's kind of a twofold approach for their team this year.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the stats here because, I don't follow them as well. It probably is because New Year doing this, but, you only, 0 points to Shelby, which was tough last year. The last 3 years, only gave up 7 to North Muskegon and a shutout against Hart. So, I'm a defensive coordinator, and I truly believe that defense wins championship. Without, offense can do whatever they want.
Right.
But I'm a defensive guy, and whatever they're doing there is, the kids are buying into it, aren't they?
Right, and I saw him play Montague a couple weeks ago, and it was a fairly close game. In the second half, they kind of took over, and they just kind of wore down Montague.
Now there's a program that's really going in a different direction after the 5 or 6, 7 years that they've had that they've been on top.
Right, they're young too. They're a young team, and it's kind of been just things haven't really gone their way this year. They had a few close games early, and. I'm just surprised that, you just don't see Montague in this position very often. Yeah. So, and they have a good coach, and Pat Collins does
with Pat for a couple years
a great job.
Yeah,
he does a great job.
And it's got to be tough for him, for the kids, and the community to see it. Kind of like Brady Hulk at Michigan. Tough to see the boys in blue heading down the wrong trail too. Yeah. Well, we're going to bring up the head coach in just a minute. Mark, I want to thank you very much. It was a pleasure seeing you again.
Thank you.
I look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're more than welcome. So, for Mark Offerman, I'm Nick Davos. We're going to bring the head coach of Whitehall up in just a minute. DSE Sports Local. We'll be right back with you.
Northway Lanes and Billiards, featuring cosmic bowling, 50 auto-score lanes, automated bumpers, 8 Brunswick pool tables, snack shop, and banquet facilities. With over 100 leagues to choose from, it's Northway Lanes and Billiards.
Just made it.
Hi folks, looks like we're going to be here at least 15 minutes.
Hello, Jimmy John's?
Someone order Jimmy John's?
Jimmy John's. Order online at jimmyjohns.com. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast delivery.
With 4 convenient locations, Jack's Corner Store is one-stop shopping at its best. Tools, fresh meats, produce, chips, snacks, and other grocery items, beer, wine, and liquor, even gas and lottery. That's why Jack's is your corner store and so much more.
Beginning as a lumber company in 1911, Fredericks Construction has been servicing the Muskegon area since 1969. Family owned and operated, they specialize in roofing, siding, windows, insulation, additions, doors, decks, and more. Located at 1940 Commerce Street in beautiful downtown Muskegon, their phone number is 231-722-3937. When you want quality workmanship, you want Fredericks Construction.
In the 150 years we've been in business, many things have changed. Our greatest achievements are rooted in the things that haven't. Years ago, the person you called banker was also the person you called friend. When it came to service, there were fewer layers and friendlier smiles. And banks earned the trust of their customers and community while working tirelessly not to lose it. At Independent Bank, all this remains true today. Sure, we've made advances that help customers bank more conveniently and more comfortably. But at the end of the day, we know that people really need a trustworthy partner committed to their financial goals, dreams, and aspirations. And we've been happy to be that partner since 1864.
Back here with your sports local television on DSE Comcast 96. Once again, Jimmy John's, we can't thank you enough for bringing this program to all of us, and a big thanks for Ted Fricanos for allowing us to use this great venue. This show can be seen Wednesday, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night, Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and once again, Saturdays at 7 p.m. on DSE TV Comcast 96. Especially for the Whitehall people, you're going to get a chance to see a great head coach and some of your players. Which leads me into my introduction. Tony Sigmund, 2-year head coach. And Tony, first of all, let me shake your hand. Thank you so much for taking time out of your practice or jetting on down here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate being here, and the kids do too.
Yeah, guys, thank you. We're going to bring you up one by one. And Tony, I was looking over this, and you're a 2nd-year head coach up there.
Right.
Where did you come from, and what brought you to West Michigan?
Well, originally, we're from, or I'm from the Lansing area. Going through Alma College and everything, I had an opportunity to move down to Florida, down to Fort Myers. And we ended up, coaching down there with actually a longtime veteran coach in the state of Michigan, Jim Ahern. He's a 30-year guy from Ithaca, and now he's over at Lansing Catholic High School. And so I had a chance to coach with him, and that's what brought me down there. And we had an opportunity to be there, and we were there for about 5 years. I met my wife down there, who ironically is from Michigan. And,
oh my gosh!
It's kind of funny.
What a small world!
It really was.
Yeah.
And then, when it came right down to it, her and I both wanted to get back to the state of Michigan, and when we were applying for jobs and everything, the Whitehall positions came up because she's also a teacher, and so when the 2 positions came open, it was kind of too good to be true.
So both of you got positions in the Whitehall district?
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Yeah. How could you say no to that? Well, you couldn't.
We couldn't, and it was basically, I got offered the job the next day. She had her second interview, the following day after that. So, we moved pretty quickly on it, and we've had a great opportunity and a great experience since.
What do you teach?
I teach art.
Art in the high school, middle school, elementary?
Middle school.
Middle school?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, and I think it's great being able to be in the middle school because you have an opportunity to really see the kids, from that age of 12, 13, 14 to really get them prepared for the high school. And I think one of the things that when I look at our JV team, I have a great relationship with those kids coming right into the bat, and I think that helps us, and I think it will help us retain some of those kids as far as our football program in general, but also gets them to, have a set of expectations as far as kind of what to look ahead when it comes to high school.
What about your wife?
She's a kindergarten teacher at Shoreline.
Okay, so we've got elementary coverage. She can spot the kids when they're young, pass them up onto you. You can groom them, knowing what,
It's a perfect plan.
Oh, it's a perfect plan. Now, do you have any of your staff in the high school?
Right now, we don't. We have people that are volunteering in the community. We have a couple of elementary teachers that teach in the upper elementary, but as of right now, we have no high school coaches in the actual building itself. And saying that, we do have a lot of support. We get a lot of support from the head baseball coach, the head wrestling coach.
So there are eyes all over your student athletes, aren't there?
There are eyes on student
I bet
athletes
you got eyes everywhere, don't you?
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. So second year head coach, you played at Emma.
Yeah.
What did you play? What position?
I played defensive line.
Okay, good, yeah. And a little chatting back and forth, you did beat Adrian, right? And you did win 2 championships, my old alma mater.
We did play Adrian, and we did beat them.
Yes, you did.
Yes,
good for you.
So.
I'm kind of looking back at the history of Whitehall here, and you inherited a program, if we're looking down here, in 2010, 2-7, then they jump up 6-4, 4-5, 1-8, you're 6-0. Mm-hmm. What can you attribute to, in 2 years, you've made just an incredible change in the football program. What do you attribute it to? Other than you knowing what you want to do, but there's got to be other people. How did the kids buy into what you're doing?
I think really when it starts and it gets right down to it, it's the kids. I think that, we had a group of kids that are hungry to win. And, I look at, our seniors, and our classes aren't, our senior class isn't big as far as numbers, but it's big as far as talent goes. And, when I look at that group, initially, after we got done beating Shelby, we had some of our seniors stand up and say, Coach, this is the first time we've won on this field, and this is a big deal for us.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So as far as, things like that goes, these kids want to win, and they're doing it the right way, and we're taking it one game at a time, and, there's not one thing that we can really put, a point at and say it's this. It's several things. It's, do we have a 3-year plan or do we have a 5-year plan? To be honest with you, no, we have a daily plan. We have a plan to get better every day. And, to make sure that we take every game as, a season in and of itself and win that season, win that week.
There's an old cliche. We have it at Mona Shores that games are won after the season's done. Yeah. During the off season, the weight rooms come, December, January, whenever a team starts, depending how far, and then your spring workouts and your summers, the 7-on-7. Tell us a little something about your off season regimen and what you try to instill in the Whitehall football program and the Whitehall football family.
Well, it starts with the weight room. It really boils down to that. And one of the things that we're looking for is that, with just, the lift specifically, we're trying to get as much multi-joint movement as possible. Let's face it, our kids aren't bodybuilders, they're football players. So we need them to be not only as physically strong, but we needed them to be able to move as quickly as possible while doing it. And I think that, when you look at a kid that maybe squats 700 pounds but maybe can't move, how good is he for your football team?
He's not very good. He's strong, but he's slow.
Exactly.
That's not going to help you very much.
So I would rather have the kid that's maybe squatting 450, but can go ahead and maybe be one of the fastest kids in the area with a shuttle time.
Right.
We put an emphasis on dot drill. The type of offense that we run, our kids not just at the skill positions, but also at the offensive and defensive lines. They have to be athletes. And people like Stephen Ogden and Kane Priest and Gunnar Lamb and all of our linemen, for that matter, they've gone ahead and they've gotten better just from doing those types of things, and it shows. And that's part of the reason why we're 6-0. It's not the only reason, but it's part of the reason.
It's part of it, but it's a big part, because if you're slower and weaker than the other, the outcome's really not going to be real good.
Right, and like you said, those when that happens, usually that's been decided, well before the season starts.
Summer workout. Any 7-on-7s that you guys participate? What kind of offense do you run? Does it predicate itself to doing a lot? Because Coach Kozak, we're spread.
Right.
He's all over the state, all over the Midwest. We got some family that, we do a ton of fundraising, and he likes to go places to really get our kids, exposed, but to see a variety of different offenses. What do you guys do summer-wise?
To be honest with you, the same offense that Muskegon, Mona Shores, those teams run, we run it.
So a spread type.
It's the exact same.
It's the exact same thing.
So
okay.
we go ahead and we run the same offense. Some of the terminology is the same. We go to football camps together. This past year when Mona Shores and Muskegon were over at football
Franken
camp.
was with Tony and Niece's camp. You guys were there.
We're there.
Yep.
And, one of the things, and I think what has allowed us to gain success, I think, is to be able to not just be around our coaching staff for the extended period of time, but to be around college coaches, to be around a Shane Fairfield and a Brent White and Coach Bowles and all the coaches over at Mona Shores and really, Seaholm and Rochester Adams. It gives us great exposure. And quite honestly, I think part of the thing that it does is it allows us to have the confidence in saying, you know what, we played and we worked our tails off. And we can play. We can play football, and we know that what Coach Sigmund or what Coach Rake or whoever the coaches are, whatever they're telling us offensively, that's the same coaching you're going to get over at Muskegon, Mona Shores, and other places that run our offense.
One of the key words they used was exposure. Expose your kids, expose those guys out there to as much as possible, because it truly is priceless. Seeing the
Absolutely.
Different offense and the speed and the tempo. Say, oh God, Muskegon's doing the same thing. Look at their speed. Hey, we're the same way.
Right, absolutely, and that's when we do 7-on-7s with Muskegon, and when we do 7-on-7s with Catholic Central and Reese Puffer and Grand Haven and some of the teams in our area, I like to stay local. Personally.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of good local programs around here.
Exactly right. And for us, number one, traveling is easier. We don't have to do the fundraising, but the other part of it is that there's enough elite teams in the area to where, you don't have to go very far to get yourself ready for a football season.
No.
And we've taken advantage of that, and I think that's the luxury of being in the Muskegon area.
Yeah, I would agree with you whole lot, because your kids are going to see kids who are bigger, faster than they are. They're going to see some teams that are slower than that, and it's different levels, and you have to get ready for every week for competition.
Absolutely. And I think the one thing that, in our conference more than anything else, after being 1-8 and now being in a position where we're on the other side of the fence, the preparation to win a game, there's a lot that goes into it, and I think our kids are buying into that and really doing a good job. And the other part of it about our kids right now is that they really enjoy being teammates. They really enjoy the concept of being a team. And I talked to Mark and other people and stuff in the newspaper, and probably one of the biggest things that I was the most happiest about going into the season was our team chemistry. We went to those football camps and we went over to Frankenmuth, and we're sitting there and we're playing tournaments of beanbag toss, where we have the kids at one point it's and I keep bringing up the story because it's kind of that aha moment for us. And we went ahead and we had all of our kids where they wouldn't have dinner and they could go and they could hang out and do their own thing for a little bit. Well, it got to the point where in the next 20, 30, 40 minutes, we had every one of our players and every one of our coaches in the lobby. And we even had a freshman come in getting ready to use the pool, and he went into the lobby and thought he missed a team meeting.
Well, that's a good story, right? Yeah, right. The team Tony Sigmund, I'm Nick Davos. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk about the big game that's coming up, which may decide, because you got another game at the conference championship. We'll be right back.
With over 50 years of combined experience,
the mechanics at Norton Small Engine Repair will keep you running right.
Leaf blowers,
snow blowers,
parts and service.
And when it comes to buying new,
think steel.
At Norton Small Engine Repair,
quality service is your guarantee.
Your vehicle is an important part of your life. It gets you where you need to go. Take care of it by bringing it to Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. At Van's Quick Lube, every vehicle gets up to 6 quarts of high-quality Quaker State oils, new oil filter, and a free car wash with every service. If you need a quick wash that is done right the first time, then stop by any convenient Van's Car Wash and experience the hand-scrubbed and Simonized difference. Keep your car running and looking great at Van's Car Wash and Quick Lube. 6 convenient locations, 1 near you.
The Glenside and Northside pubs, from sandwiches, burgers, and Mexican food to starters, salads, soups, and desserts, Not to mention their specialty pizzas, like Hawaiian, vegetarian, chicken Alfredo, and of course their grand finale. It's the Glenside and Northside Pubs.
Whether you play recreational, travel, or high school soccer, Just for Kicks carries all the equipment and apparel you need. Soccer apparel such as cleats, shin guards, and headgear. Coaches equipment like cones, whistles, and training vests. Spirit wear like hoodies and t-shirts. A customer service-driven company, they work hard to ensure teams have everything needed for that first game so that the first-time soccer parents and players get started on the right foot. Just for Kicks offers embroidery and screen printing for clubs, schools, and businesses.
Nick Davis back at you from Fricano's, and I'm with head coach Tony Sigmund. And Tony, we got a young man over here that, tell me about this young man first of all.
Well, for starters, he's, every kid that we brought up here, and Cheston included, was voted by their peers to be a team captain. And I think that speaks volumes of who he is as a person to begin with. And then also, on top of that, he's an excellent football player. He plays defensive end for us, and he also plays tight end for us. And we also will put him out as a wide receiver at times. I mean, arguably, he has some of the best hands that, we have on the team. And
he's got good size, too, as a wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that.
And we use him, to go ahead and, maybe get a great matchup against a corner that maybe not as big as what we would normally see, and we try to take advantage of it.
Good. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks for having us.
Great season going on so far, huh?
Yep.
A little different from last year than this year, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Why play football? I mean, let's go back to last year. You were 1-8. Why did you come back out?
Well, I mean, one of the best feelings is doing something that someone says you can't do. So with all of high school career, we haven't really had much success. People keep talking, poorly about us. And right now, this is one of the best feelings I've ever had.
Great. What's different about last year to the other than the record? Yeah, last year only one win. This year, I mean, you got 6 times as many wins. But what's different about last year that you could put your, finger on? Is it, different off-season, coach's second year with you guys? What's a little different?
The first thing that comes to mind is having the same offense 2 years in a row is huge. And the second thing that comes to mind is the camaraderie between the teammates. I mean, right now we're having trouble keeping quiet over there just because we're laughing too much. Like, from 2 days to team dinners every Thursday, we're friends on and off the field.
Coach mentioned that you guys are almost like a big happy family. You being the daddy and your kid, because in essence you're the father of the program. The kids are going to come to you. If you had a personal problem, away from things, could you go to the coach and talk to him?
Oh, easily.
Easily?
Easily.
Yeah, he's a pretty good guy, isn't he?
Yes.
Good. Academically, you do well. Junior or senior?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior, so you're going to be graduating after you make a great play and bring home a state championship, right?
Yes.
You're going to bring home a state championship, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, we got to make sure you do that now. What do you want to do down the road? Go to college, maybe join the armed services. What's in the future for you?
Looking forward to going to college. If it's there, I'd love to play sports.
Okay. And majoring in? Do you have any idea at this point what you think about maybe getting into?
Something that catches my eye is kinesiology.
Kinesiology?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, that catches my eye right now. I'm not saying 100%, but I'm interested in the academics of it.
Good for you, because he and I went to the MIAA schools, Hope, Alma, Albion, and I was going to be a gym teacher. Well, I was also going to be a gym, and then the course of kinesiology came in, and that pretty much put the kibosh to that, because I'm not the brightest star in the sky. I'm a special ed school teacher. You play some defense. Mm-hmm. You play some offense.
Yes.
So a coach comes up and tells you, and this is a standard question. You can only play one side of the ball. O or D, and you can only pick one.
I can only pick one?
You can only pick one, buddy.
I think I'd have to go with offense.
Offense? Yeah. Why?
Man,
you can hit people on defense. You can lay some serious ones.
You can hit people just as much on offense.
Okay.
Getting some pancakes on offense is just as rewarding.
It is just as rewarding. It's funny. Coach said that you play tight end, but yet you run a spread. I go, well, geez, this kid's not going to catch many balls if he's a tight end. You're running a spread. But they also split you out at times, too. You like that?
I love it.
Good for you. That's great. Something positive about this kid that needs to happen Friday night for you to win the game. What does he have? And I'm going to try to ask each one of these kids one thing this year, whether offense or defense, that he has to do in order to help your team maybe potentially win the game?
Well, I think there's a couple of things that he needs to do because he plays on both sides of the ball. I think number one, he has to go ahead and help us as a defensive end contain their quarterback. I think Oak Ridge's quarterback as a sophomore does a phenomenal job of extending the play. You know, just when you think that the play is dead, he rolls out, he makes a play, he goes ahead and makes a cut, and all of a sudden he finds a kid that's wide open and not only extends the play, but might even score and change the whole outlook of the game.
Got to keep everybody inside then.
You
can't let anybody outside because I play DN too. Good for you.
And then as far as the offensive side, I think what Cheston does the best is that, you know, he always gets us one or two critical third down and long plays. And all of a sudden now it's, gosh, you know, we're at a critical moment in this drive. And he did that against Montague, and he's done that against North Muskegon. He's done that really against almost every game that, you know, has during that concept of that game or during the course of that game. It's been close.
Yeah. Well, my friend, you've got a big task in front of you offensively. Cheston, thank you so much. I want to wish you the very best of luck in this coming up game. Have a great season. Well, Nick, that was Cheston, head coach. Tony Sigmund is here with us. We'll be right back with another player.
For nearly 9 years, West Michigan Driving Academy has been providing Muskegon County with complete, comprehensive driver's education. Students spend time both in the classroom and on the road in a state-approved driver's education vehicle with state-certified instructors. West Michigan Driving Academy is the only school in Muskegon that offers both day and evening classes throughout the summer. Accident-free with 150 years of combined experience, you will drive safe at West Michigan Driving Academy.
The best way to stay healthy? Exercise your voice. At the new Mercy Health, we believe that carefully listening to you and encouraging you to take an active role in your own health care is an important part of keeping you healthy. So you'll find our extensive network of physicians not only use the latest technology, they focus on what you have to say. Your voice, our expertise. Mercy Health.
Hello, Jimmy John's. I gotta hurry.
Jimmy John's.
That's fast.
Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery. Jimmy John's, freaky fast delivery.
I got head coach Tony Sigmund over to my right. On my left here is Trip Holman. Trip, hey buddy, thanks so much for coming up here.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, listen, I know I'm probably taking away some homework time for you tonight, so if mom and dad say anything, just have them call me, all right? I'll bail you out, buddy. Hey, listen, good season going on so far, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Big different from last year, huh?
Yeah, well, it is.
What position do you play?
I play running back and outside linebacker.
Outside, see, this is the kind of guy Offerman likes right here. Running back. He scores touchdown, you get a lot of ink, you're a pretty boy. Yeah. Outside linebacker, you get the girls because you make a lot of tackles, okay? I'm a D-line guy. How do you like playing those positions?
I like it a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of publicity.
You got a lot of ink in the Chronicle, don't you? Yeah, sir, Mr. Hoffman's going to make you look real good. Or he's going to make you real ugly if you miss some tackles. Mm-hmm. Tell me about this guy right here. Now, what year are you, though? Are you senior?
Yeah, senior.
Okay, so this is your second year with your head coach.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about him?
You know, I like him a lot because he connects with us, and he just at practice, like the schedule's good at practice, and he lets us know what's going on all the time.
How does he connect with you? Because other players have said the same thing, and congratulations to you, Coach.
Thank you.
You're able to connect, you're able to relate, you're able to, you know, be the father away from their own father at this time. How does he connect with you?
Well,
We do a lot of stuff outside of football, like we do dodgeball things and go to the beach, and he does.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He puts that stuff together, and
Sure.
we put it together outside lines.
That's great. Well, that's super. Pretty special kid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tripp is and I'll tell you, to be honest with you, when I look at all of our kids, one of the things that I look at, and we talked about this last week, being the fact that we had an opportunity to go to the playoffs. I'm kind of deflect a little bit on you here, Tripp. Sorry, but this group can be our foundation. This can be the foundation of a program that has a lot of positive things going forward, and I think Tripp's a big part of that. I think he, like all of our captains, do a great job of.
He's a captain
leading,
as well.
Yes, leading by example, and all the kids that we brought up today are captains.
Okay,
and
congratulations to you for being voted on as a captain. That speaks highly of the and of your family as well. Congratulations to your mother and father.
Thank you.
And so Tripp is a kid that has a lot of success when it comes to wrestling. He has a lot of success when it comes to football. But the one thing is that if you read anything that in the paper about Tripp, the first thing he says is thank you to the offensive line. He talks about being focused as far as goal oriented and as far as what this win in perspective means as a team for that week, and how important the next week is to go ahead and say, we're 0-0 next week and we have the next step of our ladder. Because let's face it, if we're climbing a ladder and we miss any of the rungs, you're going to fall.
Yes, you are.
And Tripp, I think, does a great job of all of our captains to help keep us grounded. I got a text last night and he said, Coach, before we lift, can we have a team meeting? And I said, yeah, absolutely. Anytime that our kids can take ownership into our team, we know we're going in the right direction.
What was the meeting about?
It's just about how this week of practice should look like before our big game against Oak Ridge.
Okay. How did today go?
It was good.
Are you offense or defense on Monday, or a little of both?
A little both, but Mondays usually we watch a lot of film.
Okay.
And on the field we're not moving as fast as we do the rest of the week, but learning stuff, putting stuff
Full
together.
shell, half shell on Monday? At Shores, we go half shell for the varsity.
Right, we go
a lot of film study and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's pretty standard, I think, now across the state with the rules that we have to have.
Well, yeah, because you can't bang as much anymore,
yeah.
which is, and especially for a smaller school. And I'm not, but don't get me wrong, I'm not saying anything else small, but 6, 7, 8, when you're limited with concussions and everything. Because football, honestly, it is neck up as well as neck down.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, one of the things that has changed so drastically in the last 10 years is the film study, the ability to have it. Yeah. With the programs they have with Huddle and things like that, it just makes that part of the game that much easier.
Yep. Offense or defense? I asked your buddy up there, which side of the ball?
No, it's a hard one, but...
You're a pretty boy. It doesn't matter. Offense is going to make you look good anyway, so pick a side.
I guess I have to say offense.
Another offensive guy. Well, looking at 72, 48, 41, 50. You're scoring some serious points.
Yeah.
One thing that you have to do to help your team beat Oak Ridge on Friday night.
Well, all four of us have to just lead the team.
No. I don't want all four. I just want you.
Okay,
what do you have to do? All right, I'll let you get there. Go ahead.
Especially on offense, I got to hit the holes hard and just keep on my course and just do what we do every week.
Defensively? Because they're a good offensive team as well. They're an established program.
Yeah, definitely. I got to hit the holes hard and fill my gaps. And
you're outside linebacker.
Yeah, we work together as a team, then we'll swarm to the ball.
Are you strong side or weak side outside linebacker?
We don't have strong.
Oh, you don't have strong, so you just, okay. Are you field side, boundary side, or you guys just...
We just stay.
Interchangeable?
Pretty much. We have 3 guys that rotate there.
Okay. You do?
Yeah. Well, we have. Let me rephrase that. We have 3 guys that rotate 2 positions.
Okay, I gotcha.
So as far as our outside linebacker play, we are running an even man front, and that's something to where I think that puts our kids in the best position.
Yes, it does.
So, and that's part of the success we have this year too.
Yeah. Tripp, I want to wish you the very best. Stay healthy. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I was here with Tripp Holman. Hey, this is the head coach, Tony Singler. We're going to be right back with Stephen Ogden, Nick Davos, and the coach. We'll be right back.
McDonald's Candies. 1064 South Getty Street in Muskegon features an assortment of chocolate-covered nuts and creams, peanut clusters, fudge, seafoam, turtles, cherry cordials, and regular and holiday novelties.
I've had dozens of people tell me, just cremate me when I die and then throw a big party. I'm sure you've heard someone say that too. I completely get it. Well, I want to help you throw that party. I've got tables and chairs and easels and boards. I've got sound systems and music. I've got caterers and food. And I've got all the people to set it up and break it down when it's all over. So why don't you let us here at Clocks help you with that party so you can focus on what's important, sharing the stories.
Benson's Drug Company, the home of Benson's Bottom Pain. Offering an expanded grocery selection, Medicare billing, and diabetes management and education. Benson's now features a Kodak machine, which allows customers to edit, copy, and develop their own photos.
Exhaust specialties, from trucks and cars to street rods and Model Ts, both foreign and domestic. Exhaust specialties now includes brakes, shocks, suspension work, and minor engine repair. They use only heavy gauge stainless and aluminum pipe. They also feature custom tools as well as a selection of lubes, oils, and filters, and other auto parts. Exhaust Specialty is located at 5401 Apple Avenue in Muskegon.
Hey, it's Nick Davies back here at Fricano's. Got the head coach, Steve Sigmund. Coach, thank you again for giving up your time, especially with your family. You just shared a story. Your little one just did something special. What did he do?
Yeah, on Saturday he ended up crawling for the first time.
He's crawling.
So it's pretty cool to watch.
Well, you a year, 3 or 4 months from now, when you start grabbing things, well, I want to chat with you too, because there's going to be things going on in the household that's going to change your life. But how wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I got a guy here. Steve, Coach Evans, pleasure to meet you. It's nice to have a true lineman, a guy in the trenches. What positions you play, buddy?
I play guard and defensive tackle.
Guard and defensive tackle. Tough positions?
Yeah, it's pretty physical.
It is physical. Are you a weight room guy?
Yeah, we're in the weight room. We lift before practice every Monday and Wednesday.
Oh, you do? Oh,
And
that's
then
great. Okay.
It feels like every day in the off season.
It does.
Lift every day.
What was off-season conditioning like with your new head coach?
It was more fun.
How is it more fun?
Well, one of the things I like about Coach Sig is that he always manages to make working out fun. Like we could be doing wind sprints for conditioning, and you're still having a good time.
That's good.
Oh yeah, it makes it.
That's good.
Not as bad.
Senior or junior?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior. Oh, you got this. Senior leadership?
Yeah, it's
or a nice mix.
Right now I would say that there's a pretty good mix of it, but I think that anytime that a group of kids get elected by captains, our team is saying, hey, we want these guys to lead us and be the spokesman for us, and I thought this would be a great venue for them.
Are all 4 of the captains seniors?
Yes.
That speaks highly of who you're, grooming these young men as juniors to now. Congratulations, that's nice. Oak Ridge, did you beat him last year?
No.
Did you beat him as a JV football player?
Nope.
You never beaten him then, have you?
Nope.
Well, that kind of stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what are we going to do this year then? Are we going to beat him?
I hope so.
We're
going to go out and play.
How are you going to do it then? What's the key to beating Oak Ridge this year as far as you're concerned?
Oh, we got to play as a team.
Play as a team, number one.
Yeah, we just work hard and we got to play 4 solid quarters of football the way that we can.
Yeah. It's pretty simple then, isn't it?
Yeah, we just got to play good.
Just got to play your game and not make a mistake. You'll be all right. Oak Ridge, offensively, what are we going to see from them?
I think you're going to see multiple formations. You're going to start out and you're going to see a trips open look. You're going to see some formation where they have, an ace formation. Also, they run unbalanced, and then also I think they stay true to their roots at times, and they run their double tight, straight T. And,
when push comes to shove, they get back into what was really bread and butter for them, doesn't it?
They run, I think, several different things, and the thing that's impressive about them is they do it all well. They're very well coached. They've had a lot of tradition. There's a lot of things that are working for them, that has been built not just in 1 year or 2 years, but years and years of consistency. And I think Coach Harger has done a great job, really not skipping a beat and doing exactly what his goals are.
Pretty special kid, isn't he?
Absolutely.
He's a trench guy. What makes trench men special? Because they're the guys that don't get a lot of. They're the guy that God bless Mr. Altman. You're not going to talk a lot about this guy at a guard who's going to be pulling and trapping some kid. But that's okay.
Well, I think, one of the things about being a lineman is that you have to be incredibly selfless. You realize that, your stats, your numbers, your everything is all related 100% around the team. If our team goes ahead and puts up 400 yards of total offense rushing, it's because our offensive line did a phenomenal job that night. It might be one guy, it might be two guys that get the ball that actually add to the, so-and-so did this. Yep. But, the reality is that, you've gone through some of our scores offensively and the scores defensively.
Yeah.
Let's face it, football is still a game that's won in the trenches.
It is.
And, Stephen Ogden is a huge part of that.
Yep. You play any other sports? Are you a wrestler?
I don't wrestle anymore, no.
Oh, but you did?
I used to. Yeah.
Okay. You're a senior. You're going to be graduating down the road. What's in the future for you? What do you see yourself doing post Whitehall?
Well, I really like math, so I'm looking to study aerospace engineering somewhere.
Wow, you're a bright boy.
Stephen Ogden is probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. If I was taking an SAT test or something like that, I would probably say that I'd be kind of looking over at his test.
Congratulations. Good for you. College-wise, where are you looking at going to college? Have you got any idea? And I know it's not really that early, but have you got your eyes on a college or university?
Yeah, just yesterday I sent in my application to Ohio State.
What? We're in Michigan. We don't go to Ohio State.
But
that's okay. I'll let you go to Ohio. Good school there?
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's wonderful. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
Good. I wish you the very best. Big game coming up. You're healthy. It's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to travel to Oak Ridge. Pretty tough place to play at, though, isn't it?
It's the same.
It's just another place for you?
Yeah, it's a different field.
It's just a different field.
Yeah,
it's still 100 yards long?
Yeah. I don't really believe in the home field advantage. Everybody's got to play on the same field.
Yeah. Well, Steve, I want to wish you the very best. You're an honor to your school, to your coach. You got a great coach right here. I want to wish you the very best. And good luck Friday night.
Thank you.
All right. And that's Steve. Steve, I've been a trench man after my own heart. So, with Coach Sig, I'm Nick Davos. We'll be right back.
Wanted cars, trucks, vans. Sprague's Auto Parts offers top prices for your wrecked, junk, or unwanted vehicles. Cash on the spot. We pick up or you drop off. For more information, call 231-726-2988. Sprague's Auto Parts, 81 South Getty Street, Muskegon. We buy cars for cash.
The Pizza Ranch, featuring a buffet that is guaranteed to please even the pickiest eaters. From a full soup and salad bar, pizzas and breadsticks, to mouth-watering roasted chicken, potatoes and gravy, vegetables, drinks and desserts, all for just one price. Their menu features a wide variety of delectable favorites. You can dine in, carry out, or have your meals delivered. There's something for everyone at the Pizza Ranch.
Hi, I'm Holly Hughes, running for state representative. Jobs are my #1 priority. I worked in the state legislature on a number of bills to help with jobs here in Muskegon County. I've also worked locally on the Veterans Job Fair. We started that 3 years ago and it continues today. Education is also my top priority. I worked hard on the Promise Zone legislation to make a difference for kids who want to go to college who can't afford it. I know that you and I both want a Muskegon County where our kids and grandkids can grow up and live. And in order to do that, we need jobs and a strong education. I'm Holly Hughes. Your vote is important to me. I ask for your support for state representative. Thank you.
Nick Davos, Coach Sig, and Gunnar Lamb over here on my left. And before we get going on here, we can't thank these following people for providing the food for tonight. Special thanks this evening goes out to Bell's of Whitehall, a staple, an icon in the community, as well as Pinkins Drug and Gift Shop and Posh by Pinkin for helping feed our guests. Thank you, everyone, for helping us out tonight. Special young man up here, and I tell you what, I've done 4 or 5 shows now, right? I've never had a gunner on here.
No.
No. Do you play gunner?
I don't.
You don't play gunner, and your name is Gunner. Yeah. We're going to have to change that. Can you change that? Just put him on the special teams so he can be the gunner?
We can do that. We can make something work out.
Something work out.
We're trying to get him some rest on the field.
Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Mike, linebacker, and guard. You got to be pretty smart up here then, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself. So, yeah, Coach Davos, I got to be really smart. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be smart.
Responsibilities as a Mike backer. Now, I coach at Muskegon, I coach at Puffer, I'm here. What do you do as a Mike backer to make sure that defense is lined up, which it's really got to be huge, I would think.
Yeah, it is.
Tell me some of the responsibilities that you have, Gunner.
Well, Coach Stratton, our defensive coach.
Okay.
He trusts me to call the plays for defense, blitzes and all that.
Okay.
And, keep our guys motivated.
Good. Defensively, what do you run? Are you an even front or are you an odd front?
Even.
You're an even front, okay? So you make sure like the ones in the right place and the threes and your fives and stuff like that. Toughest game that you've played in this year so far?
Probably North Muskegon.
North Muskegon. What was tough about North Muskegon? Just the physicality of North Muskegon, the complexity of the offense, or North Muskegon was a good school and they just have some good kids.
Yeah, they are a good school and they have some good kids, and they had some big defensive lines, which I think was our big problem.
How do you like Coach Sig? Now, you're a senior?
Yes.
This is your second year with this coach, correct?
Yes.
What do you like about Coach?
He's a nice guy. I've never really talked to him. I don't really talk much to anybody.
You're not a talker much?
No, I'm not.
So rumor has it. Now I just got this. My tweet is exploding here. This is probably some of the most that you've talked in a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm getting the best out of you then, aren't I, buddy? Wait, man, pound it right here. Pooh, yeah. That boy Gunner. Good coach, though.
Yeah, he is a great coach.
Tell me one thing. Other than he's a nice guy, what do you like about Coach?
He keeps us energized and makes things fun.
Yeah.
He's serious, but you can have.
But at the same time, he's a little lax. You can have a little bit of fun with him.
Yeah.
You've got. I'm going to throw a hypothetical situation. You ready?
Yeah.
You got a girlfriend. With a name like Gunner, why couldn't you have a girlfriend? Your girlfriend's cheating on you. You find out. You're devastated. Could you go to Coach and talk to him about it?
I definitely could. Yes.
You could.
Yes.
That's a good sign for you, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, I'm kind of worried in that scenario, but yeah, that's.
Well, it's not going to happen because Gunner. I mean, what girl in the right mind is going to dump a kid like Gunner? He's a great kid.
I think that's a possibility, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope so.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. Tell me something special about Gunner. I mean, you count on him for, especially because I'm a defensive guy. He's your Mike backer. Mike, as far as I'm concerned, is the heart and soul of the team. He's got to make the alignment, the stunts, etc.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. But the one word that I would probably describe Gunner is consistent. This is a kid that has consistently worked and worked and worked to be a good football player. And, I think that that's just, what you're seeing as a byproduct of his work ethic. Yep. I think he's missed 0 days in the weight room. And
that's great.
And I think that right there, when no one is watching, when no one is, looking as far as, okay, well, how many tackles did you get in the newspaper and everything like that, I think that right there speaks volumes of itself. And the kids gravitate towards that. The kids see that. And again, that's another reason why he got elected captain.
There are two types of leaders. There's the vocal leader out on the field, and all teams have them. But then there's the quiet, who leads by example, who leads by their play. Would you consider yourself a vocal, which I don't think you would, or the guy in the field who leads by example?
Probably more the guy that leads by example.
And I agree. And I think that's huge. And congratulations to you and your family and to your coach. Offense or defense?
Definitely defense.
That's my boy. Finally, somebody wants to play defense and hit people, for God's sakes, on this team. Geez, you got a bunch of offensive people. Coach, you're racking up a lot of points, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I think, our defensive kids that are playing and everything, I mean, they take a ton of pride in what they're doing there. I'm just really happy with everything that they're doing from the middle and
as well as you should be. You've had a great season so far. Are you worried about anything that might be coming up Friday night? It's a big game. It's on the road, hostile territory, perennial power. Anything that you're worried about? Or are you pretty confident that your coaches are going to come up with an offensive plan and defensive plan that's going to be able to get you win number 7?
Well, I think, there's always stuff to worry about.
Absolutely.
But I think the coaches are going to make sure that we're prepared, and there's only so much that the coaches can do. We have to be on the field and work hard.
I tell my players, your easiest practice is going to be Friday night because we're not behind you. We can't correct you. We can only see things. The coaches are going to be sharing some things. You're a senior down the road. You don't do any other sports, and that's fine. Not everybody's a multi-sport. And it sounds like the weight room, you really bought into it big time, and that's great. What's down the road for you, Gunnar?
I'm not sure yet. Hoping to go to college.
Good for you. And majoring in what?
Not sure yet.
Not sure? That's okay. You got plenty of time. Would you like to play college ball if you had a chance to?
I would.
You would?
Yes.
That's good. Well, maybe an MIAA school. Maybe we get them to Adrian College.
Or Alma.
Right. Well, listen, buddy, I want to wish you the very best. Thank you for opening up. I know sometimes it's difficult, but you did a great job. I'm proud of you. Thanks, Gunnar. Hey, this is Gunnar Lane. Head coach Tony Sigmund is with it. We're going to get one quick wrap out about the game, and we'll be right back.
I believe you should have a choice in who your next circuit court judge should be. My opponent was appointed by Governor Snyder only months ago when a sitting circuit court judge retired. I'm here to give you that choice. My name is Brenda Sprader, and I'm asking for your vote on November 4th in the general election. I have the right courtroom experience, having worked as a public defender representing Muskegon County's youth in their juvenile proceedings and helping mothers, fathers, and children through their abuse-neglect cases. I also have a law firm in Muskegon County where I practice family and criminal law. I have the right courtroom experience. I have the life experience, the integrity and the drive that Muskegon County needs on their circuit court bench. I'm asking you to vote for me, Brenda Sprader, on November 4th to be your next circuit court judge.
Paid for by the committee to elect Brenda Sprader for Circuit Court Judge.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. We're going to wrap up our great interview with some of the Whitehall players, along with second-year head coach Tony Sigmund. Tony, probably the biggest game, you and I were going in and talking with Mark, probably one of the biggest games that Whitehall has had since we came out, 99, 98 season. So we're looking at 15 years since Whitehall won a conference championship. What would it mean to you, your players, but most importantly, the community that you inherited as their second-year head coach?
Well, I think, the first thing I would say is that we're doing things right. We're doing things the right way. I mean, our kids right now, look at an extension of our captains. They're smart, they're articulate, they're kids that work hard, that they buy into a program. And, I think that that's something to where, we want to see our numbers go up when it comes to football. But, I think those all things are cyclical, and that would all help us out tremendously.
Let's talk about the game real quick coming up. Traditional. I mean, you want to talk about traditional. It's Catholic, it's Muskegon, it's Oak Ridge.
Right.
Okay. Both sides of the ball. What do we have to do? Other than minimize penalties and minimize turnover. Tell me a key on both sides of the ball that's going to propel you to the lead in the conference.
Well, I think, number one, what we have to do is we have to make sure that our secondary is up for the task. They have a lot of very good wide receivers, and their quarterback does a phenomenal job of extending plays, and he's got a great arm. I think as a sophomore, he's as good, if not better, than most of the quarterbacks that we'll see, and, credit to those guys as far as coaching him and credit him as a player. When I look at as far as for us offensively, I think it's very important that we get off to the off running with our option. And, if we can get people to where, they're in the right positions and we're making the right reads, it's a tough offense to stop. You know that from being at Mona Shores. Yep. And
it's extremely tough.
It causes headaches, and I think what it does is it allows our athletes to be athletes. And the faster that we can move, the faster that we can get as many plays as we can possibly get. We're looking as far as, anywhere between 70 to 80 plays in a game.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, when we played against Montague, 2 spread teams, I think we had 75 and they had 76.
That's phenomenal.
So
it beats the days when I played and stuff where the quarterback would come over to the sideline, talk to the coach, and walk back out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, it allows us to work fast, and it allows, us to put pressure on the defense. It allows us to not allow them to sub as much, and, all those things lead to us hopefully have success.
Last question. Your captains are going to go out for the coin toss. Vicious tosses it up, he catches. You win the toss. What are we doing?
We're deferring.
Got faith in the defense.
I have faith in the defense, and I think that,
And not saying that you don't have faith in your offense. Why defer?
I think, number one, we've told that to our captains every game because we want to manage the game. We want to make sure that we put our kids in the best position possible. We feel going into the, halftime, if we're either up a score or down a score and we get the ball, we have an opportunity to go play either even football or get another possession up. And anytime that you can do that in high school football and be 2 possessions up, it puts a lot of pressure on the other coaches and the other players.
Come second half, you're going to get the ball too, and you're going to be up maybe a couple scores.
That would be a perfect scenario.
That'd be a perfect scenario. Well, we hope it works out. For head coach Tony Sigmund, I'm Nick Davers. I hope all of you enjoyed this presentation. And Whitehall people, you've got 4 captains, 4 young men that you should be very proud of. So, for Tony and the kids, good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Have you had enough yet? When you vote, do you hold your nose? Do you vote for the lesser of 2 evils? A Republican Party that wants to waste time on social issues and legislate morality while supporting big business and rich fat cats? A Democratic Party who has never seen a project that they couldn't spend your money on, taking from you to give to someone else. Well, in Muskegon County, we have a chance to change this. Independent candidate Alan Jagger doesn't want the money that would buy his vote. Alan believes in smaller government, less regulation, and local control. He supports fixing right to work, part-time legislature, and returning money to local government and schools. No more taxes, fees, or fines. You can send a message by voting independent. Alan Jagger for 91st District State House of Representatives.